Good afternoon, March the 5th, 2015, and time to wrap it up. We came in this morning looking for a market to get whipped around by comments from Draghi, and we got it. But basically, we thought that once the Draghi news was out of the way, that we'd go back into a trading range because of tomorrow's non-farm payroll number, and the non-farm payroll number is 240,000, and if it comes in at that level, that would definitely be supportive for the indexes. We're hoping to sell the 5 area, and we had our buys in the 90 to 95 area from this morning, and 95 to 97 and 90 to 92 are the two places we had them. So you were able to get long in this 95, 97 area 3 times today. We thought that we'd be able to sell the 5 area. We said there was, if we couldn't get through 2102, trade might be lower, resistance might be at 2100. So we did actually make it up to almost to 2103. So we had a pretty good feel for what was likely to happen today based on today's news and tomorrow's news, and that's pretty much the way it's played out. For the last 3 hours, we've been looking for a close in the 99 area, and that still looks as good a call as any. So right now, off the software, there's no trade. There's a good trade off this S. There's a retest failure here after the news early this morning. There's a nice trade off this B before the day session opens. No trade on this. I can't tell on that S. There might be a trade there. That would be a loser. No trade on this S. Market comes back down. We don't get a setup that we can trade. So off the software right here, a scratch. Maybe you made something. You made something if you got out against the mean green line. Off the B in the mean green trade, you did make something. A retest failure right here. Right, you've been lucky to get a scratch, so a loser, scratch. Same thing on this buy. Right there, a loser, scratch. And on this retest failure, that's a great trade. This B, either one of them is a good trade up into this area. This S would be a loser. This S would be a winner. And this S right here, scratch. You could have made or lost money on that one, plus or minus. Off that B right there, a winner. Off this S right here, a small winner. So we had what? 1, got a 0, loser, 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 and a 0. And then you've got a couple of trades over here that the day session hadn't started, so I won't count those. So we got a nice winner here, a nice winner here, good winner here, a nice winner here, and a good winner off that one. So not a perfect day, but if you'd taken the trades that they set up, you'd have made some money. Now, one of the things when you don't get this second bar of follow through right here, we do get a second bar of follow through. Right here, we don't get a second bar of follow through. Right here, we do have a second bar of follow through. Break that level, we got a second bar of follow through. Right here, when we take out that top right there, we've got a second bar. That's what we're looking for, is this second bar. And if you don't get that second bar, then the trade becomes suspect. And remember to incorporate that into what you're doing. Most moves are over in 3 to 4 bars. That's okay. We can live with that. And if you're trading off the 15-minute charts, you got a chance at some really, 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 really nice trades. Off our red on red, blue on blue type trading. And right here's a blue on blue trade. Right there's a red on red trade. This one, you're up above it. This one's a red on red trade. Could have been a loss. This red on red trade, a nice winner. And so you've got 2 out of 3 winners on that, and those are 7 to 8 point trades potential every time you put one of those on. So pretty good day trading. We have had better, but sometimes you got the volatility you like and sometimes you don't. So what do we have for tomorrow? Tomorrow's basically a news day trade, no matter what anybody says about it. If you know tomorrow's news, you got the trade, plain and simple. Inside day trading range market with what we expect tomorrow without news, but we do have news. Looking at the F2 screen, we've got a P. Tomorrow's numbers, if as forecast, would be supported for the indexes. But again, down to the news. So if we're to close it in this 99 area that we've talked about, we're selling 1s to 3s. Failure to get through that in the overnight session. And then leaning up against that high, we're in the 4 to 6 area for sell 2. On the buy side, last rotate down, we're in our 95, say 96, 94. Split this. And then basically 90, plus or minus. But, you know, from a analyst standpoint of writing up trades and the rest of it, tomorrow's newsday trade is about as easy it comes as far as a write-up, because you're down to the news. All your big markets tomorrow. Gold, the only one that we can come in and make a fairly definitive call on for tomorrow would be crude oil, because they'll trade that number. Okay, on the F1 screen, we got a little higher low and a little higher high, so we can be a buyer on this screen on the note. And looking at the F2 screen right here, definitely that supports that. So without a major piece of news tomorrow, we'd be looking for a place to buy it. And the last rotate down was 31.5, then 29.5. So this 01 to 29 area would be buy 1, and then 25, 21 for buy 2. And we would sell failure to take out basically the 6 to 10 area, and that would pick up this high volume number here, that last rotate up in KJ. So that's where resistance would be. And in the overnight session, you probably got a chance to lean against 6. Not a lot of volume in the overnight. Because the big players know just exactly what we know. If you don't know what the news is, you got problems because of the volatility and the lack of liquidity around the release of that number. The non-farm payroll number, if as forecast, would be negative for the financials. It would be negative for gold. It would be negative for the euro. It would be positive for the indexes. Now, the irony right now is that good news is bad news and bad news is good news. And so we get a real strong non-farm payroll number. The E-minis, they're liable to throw in the towel because we can raise interest rates sooner rather than later. I think when you look at all the underlying macro numbers, we're in a situation where even our economy, you can make a pretty strong case it's starting to deteriorate and soften up. And the biggest one would be the loss of the oil sector. If you took all the oil jobs out of our economy over the last 6 years, you'd be hurting Jose. If you took all the jobs that were created in Texas out of the jobs numbers, you'd have a net loss for the entire United States. That's how big those energy numbers have been. K period low at 21, J period low at 14, so 17 to 21 will be buy 1. And buy 2 will be 9 to 13. And I understand where Yellen has to come from and the others have to come from to, stand up in front of the podium. They can't get up there and they can't cry wolf. The only bright spot in the economy has been the stock market, and we've seen a couple of injections of liquidity into the market not have much effect. The last one by China had very, very little effect. Sure, it's overvalued, John, and you've been shorting the market off of that basis. You would not be a happy camper. And it's one of the nice things about what we do. If you really don't have to know who, you don't have to know why. You can just see that they are. And if the Japanese experience is the best we can hope for, stagflation, the stock market can go down. Interest rates will stay low for a very, very long period of time. And there'll be very, very little growth in the domestic economy. Your only shot at growth will be from exports. Okay, looking at gold, we got a D pattern. This is about as close as you can get to a D. So we've rejected prices above 7. And we may have rejected prices below 95. So buy 1 would be 95 to 97. If there weren't for the announcement tomorrow, then 89 to 91 for buy 2. And I'd want my setup. I would not do the buy 2 with a resting limit. And on the sell side, 7 to 10. And then 15 plus or minus. I, like Jeff, I don't see how the Fed can raise interest rates. I mean, and there's a couple of reasons. Number one, what it would do to the market right off the bat. And the second one would be what it does to servicing the debt over a long haul. They might be able to raise it a half a point, maybe a point, but they can't go much higher than that without taking the debt service from $250 billion a year to a little over $800 billion a year, almost $1 trillion. Think about that. Think about what has been done by the prolific spending by both parties. And Bush was just not as bad as Obama's been at it, but he was half as bad. And these guys, they spend the money like there's no tomorrow. There's no nothing coming. And they campaign against what the other guy has spent and then turn around and do the same damn thing. Makes me think they're all probably on the same team, right? Okay, looking at the euro. A lot of damage has been done in the euro. F1 screen headed lower. F2 screen a very, very strong B. We close right here. This market will be affected by tomorrow's news too. If we have job growth in the 240 range, we should be lower in this one because our economy is stronger than theirs. They have gotten stops against 10, so buy 1 will be 10-10, and we'll use we've been trading to the 75 hand level. We'll buy 2 at 75. On the sell side, definitely against 50, so 40 to 50. Maybe somebody will chicken out and cover their shorts. And then 70 to 80 for sell 2. Down to the news. And last but not least, crude. Crude, you can't worry. This period we're in right now, you really can't worry too much about. It's going to sell for a little bit. It's going to rally for a little bit. And it's probably going to reverse. And when you look at this distribution right here, find sellers above 52.50. You find buyers below 49. So We're a little higher than we were yesterday. If we're going to assume the trading range is going to hold, we're probably going to be a little lower tomorrow. Maybe we'll have a chance to go below 50. So that's the way we will play it. And this is one where we don't have to worry too much about what the report is tomorrow. So we'll make, give it a little bit of room, 50, 50 and a quarter by 1. 50 to 75, 49.50 to 75 by 2. Got this low right here. We have these single prints. We got this high right here. So 51.07, 51.22. We'll make basically 51 and a quarter. And then 51.50, 51.72. Folks, that's it for March the 5th. We've had a pretty good day trading. Our assessments were pretty close. I like that when that happens, as you can well imagine. I'll see you all bright and early in the morning, and we'll get ready for a Newsday trade. Y'all have a great evening. 6:45 Central Time, mañana. I'm out of here.